World War I was the bloodiest war the world had ever seen up to that time, with tens of millions lost worldwide. United States losses included over 126,000 military dead from both combat and non-combat losses. America believes in honoring its military members who died fighting for freedom. Honoring deceased military members is pretty straightforward when the deceased's remains are available. There can be a funeral or graveside service, with grave markers and a rifle salute. But what about the over 4,000 lost military members whose remains were never recovered? Following the war, the U.S. military leadership decided to honor one unknown soldier who would represent all missing U.S. military members from the war. The bodies of 4 unknown soldiers were selected from the Inmarn, Meuse-Argonne U.S. Military Cemetery. After their remains were exhumed, all 4 were carefully inspected to ensure that there was no possible way to reveal their identification. On October 24, 1921, Sergeant Edward Younger, a combat veteran from the war, selected one of the remains as the unknown soldier. Much care was made to ensure that the identity of the military member was not revealed. One step included removing the remains of the selected soldier from his own casket and then switching those remains with the remains in one of the other 3 caskets. The unknown soldier had been kept at the Hotel de Ville following his selection as the unknown soldier. His body lay in state from 1 o'clock until 4. At 5 p.m., the unknown soldier began his long trip to Washington, D.C., where he'd ultimately be laid to rest. This trip would include much fanfare along the way. The first leg of the trip was to the railroad station at Le Havre, where the unknown soldier was placed in a funeral car provided by the French government. The funeral train left at 9:20 am on the 25th. Along the way, thousands of French citizens paid their respects to the unknown soldier. The train arrived in Le Havre at 1 p.m. The unknown soldier was loaded on a caisson for his trip to the ship dock, where he would be taken aboard the cruiser Olympia. The Olympia and the unknown soldier arrived in Washington, D.C. on Armistice Day, November 11, 1921. That night he lay in state in the Capitol Rotunda. The following day he was loaded into another caisson, and in freezing weather, thousands of soldiers, Marines and sailors paraded down the long road to Arlington National Cemetery as huge throngs lined the roads to watch the unknown soldier on his way to eternal rest. The then 2-year-old Memorial Amphitheater would be the unknown's final stop before being placed in the tomb. There the unknown soldier would receive more speeches, honors and flowers. The unknown soldier was then carried to his final resting place and placed in the tomb.